everybody. Welcome back to the Bessemer and Lake Erie and HO scale. I'm Ray Brown. Hope everybody's been doing okay. Getting through this wet, cold weather we've been having. Been fairly busy down here in the layout, taking care of some work that takes a lot of work to get done, but doesn't necessarily look like a lot of work. One of the things I've been doing is kind of reshuffling the decoders in some of my F units and getting them paired up the way I want them. So I did get these two MTH units together, gutted the sound out of the one MTH proto sound, got the TCS in it. And if you've ever gutted a MTH sound unit, it's hard to believe how much spaghetti they fit in those units. So, big project's been getting track work taken care of here through Conneautville. And the big thing, we got Meadville Junction in, which should be MD Tower. So, not modeling the Meadville branch, but you can imagine the Y would have came off and Meadville would have been that way somewhere. Before anybody gets worried, I did solder on some rail bumpers. You can kind of see the insulator I got in there. Those bumpers are, like I said, they're soldered on. They're not going anywhere. I've tested them a little bit. So the way this will work, I've kind of got the top of the Y as let's call it an interchange track. So I could have some cars set out here at the beginning of the session that would have come off the Meadville branch. So I got some reefers there that maybe came from Dad's dog food and a boxcar that came from who knows where. So a local might have came in about like this. You can see I did get some track painted too, and that's just Rust-Oleum flat brown. It's nothing special. I think it works good as a base coat. And don't have my motors in yet, but do have my springs. So we'll go ahead and pretend like we got some ops to do here and some cars to pick up and some cars to drop off. My reefers here, these were just some cars I picked up, in cheap bin at a train show just to practice weathering on way back when I first got my airbrush. I think these are just, old lifelike cars. They're real cheap. Who knows if they'll actually stay on the layout or not. And we'll set these cars out that we'll say are going out for delivery on the Meadville branch. So on the set out track here, you know, I might have some things that are going northbound, some things that are going southbound, and maybe one of the things you'll have to do when you get here is, you know, shuffle them out, or maybe they'll all be nicely blocked already. Who knows? So if you get on Google Earth and look just west of Conneaut Lake, you can still see the Y of the Meadville branch. Of course, the Meadville branch today is the Ernst Trail, except for the very end of it there. Still served by the, I'm not sure, it's not the BMP, is it the Western New York and Pennsylvania? Well, there's our work done. Guess I did knock that car off the track when I coupled up. There we go. I'll step back a little bit here and get an idea. There's Midville Junction. So somebody posted a picture on the Bessemer sightings page of this spot pretty recently, and the whole middle of the Y was pretty much all water. So I'll probably, you know, carve this out and get it into a marsh eventually, and of course the Harshtown Swamp's going to be right there, so this will be a pretty wet looking spot on the railroad. So did get tracks in finally for what today is the soybean plant on the south end of Conneautville. Got some tracks in there, and of course, you know, back in the day, grain was shipped in 40-foot boxcars. Like everything else, just about everything was shipped in 40-foot boxcars. So not really sure. The you know, the building I got here is probably a stretch, but we'll see. I might replace it. That sort of thing I don't get too worked up about. And then down here on the north end of town, we got the feed mill in, the co-op, and I did put in a team track. I just find it hard to believe that there wouldn't have been team tracks at just about every little town. You know, up and down the line here, really probably till the interstate went in. Don't know that, never really seen pictures, but it should make for some more fun operations. And did get the track painted back around through here into NA. So let's go ahead and do one more. We'll go pick up that car sitting at the feed mill. Got the 253 out. .253's a Proto 2000 model, TCS Wow Sound iPhone speaker. Someday I'll probably at least try to remake the front of the boiler and get the headlight centered and make it look a little more correct. But these Proto models run so good, and that's really my first thing. In my pecking order, it's got to run good first. And then if it's accurate and, you know, looks right, that's second and third after running good. I do love this this box car. It's an Accurail car. I'm going to mess up the road name. I think it's something like Fort Dodge, Des Moines, and Southern or something like that. It was a, I think it was an Indiana road. Good looking car though, I like it. Oops. And of course I picked the switch. Well, maybe we'll do this. Got to get a little more tension on that spring. It's not really holding the points overall that good. There it is. I think I got a plan for how I'm going to motorize the mainline switches here using those little tiny MP1 switch machines I've talked about before. I'll be trying that plan out here in the next couple of weeks. Kind of do my own version of a tortoise remote throw. There's like no tension on that spring at all. I'll have to fix that. All right. So, in other updates, a little further along on Fascia. I kind of been working on it as I feel like it, and it's just been cold and wet and miserable, and really haven't felt like going out to the barn and ripping more through the table saw. So I haven't done a ton more, but I'm down to here with it. It goes pretty quick, really. And I just left this heavy for now. So as I work the scenery in, I can trim it down to be where I want it to be. All right. Just a couple other quick things here. One, we got a bunch more of the LED lights in. It's looking a lot brighter down here. I got a couple more over there, and that's where I ran out. So, box there in the corner, a bunch more came in a couple days ago, so I'll get back to putting more of those lights up. And kind of got to fix that back wall back there. I think I got a plan. But that's really been great, getting that better lighting in. I guess the one thing I did walk past, I am getting ready to rebuild KO. This was the first junction I really put in when I was building the layout. You know, this is a couple years old now. I got one switch built there. I got another one just about done. But I got the left-hand crossover in here. I think I want to take it and move it down and put a right-hand crossover in as well. And this is just another example of this made sense when I was just thinking I'd be down here by myself running trains. But, you know, now that I'm wrapped up with the NMRA guys and going to be hosting my first op session here in about a month, I see the need to be able to cross over both directions here and throw it remotely from a dispatcher panel. So these switches will come out and I'll rebuild it all. And the one thing I haven't mentioned before, you know, I was building a lot of this during COVID, and cork was just hard to come by. So, you know, I tried using this Woodland Scenics, you know, foam roadbed, and it's good. In a lot of ways, I like it better than cork. It's real easy to work with. But the one thing I found I wouldn't recommend is try not to put it under switches. It's just got too much give under a switch. So when I take these out, I'll just replace what's going to be under switches with cork. And it just seems like that's a little bit better. All right. And then kind of on that same vein of getting ready for ops, I'm going to do some more switch replacement here at the depot. The number 6s are going to come out. I'm going to put the number 8s in, get those where they'll be able to be remote thrown. Same thing, I'll put the cork under the switches there. I was going to leave this track here as kind of like a place to leave a freight car and a freight depot, but I think that's just going to come out. I'm just going to make a nice little track for the passenger train to stop on and be out of the way. But I do have the 2 switches there all ready to go and put in, so that'll be pretty quick when I decide to go ahead and put them in. And then I did pick up Digitrax UR93. That lets all the Digitrax wireless throttles connect to it. A lot of the guys in the club have those throttles. I don't have any, but I want to put this in so people can bring their own throttles. I'm going to kind of work on a bring your own throttle basis because throttles are expensive. So that'll kind of be the thing is you want to come operate, that's fine, but bring your own throttle. And then I'm just going to set up where I can make sure that whatever kind of throttle you got, it'll connect to the system. So I've got the LNWI up there in the ceiling. I'm just going to put the UR93 up there with that, and I'm sure anywhere in the basement will be able to reach it just fine. I know that LNWI works fine up there. I also got a wireless router set up people can connect to and talk to the layout now too. All right. Only other thing that I guess I'll mention here, had a few people either mail me or bring me gifts here in the last month or two, and I'm just humbled beyond anything. I keep making these videos and posting stuff on the channel as documentation to myself. I think probably like a lot of us, I've built and torn down more layouts than I care to admit, and there's very little left of them. I never took enough pictures. Probably a lot of us guilty of that, and I just decided this layout and this scale, I was going to document it, and that's what the channel's for in my mind. Yeah, I'm just blown away. So yeah, Todd and Mike, thanks guys. I too generous, too kind. Thank you. And lots of other people, constantly just sending me pictures, sending me information. Really, 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 really appreciate it. I like to think that, rail fanning, and especially, a small road, like this, it's a nice little following of people we got that care about this stuff and try to preserve the history. So I think it's great when we can all kind of work together and help make that happen. If it's big projects, little projects, anything else, it's pretty cool. Anyway, enough of me rambling on, but hope everybody's having some good modeling weather and enjoying themselves and looking forward to some longer sunshine and maybe get some windows open down here. All right. See everybody next time here on the HS Scale Bessemer and Lake Erie.